Hi everyone. I thought I'd make this to just kind of update you on my situation. I know I haven't posted in a while. I've kind of found a lot more success on X as opposed to YouTube. I don't know, the views and subscribers is just totally different. I find that my personality and my sort of way of living fits much more with the at least X algorithm, but that's not the point of this. I haven't posted in a while. Elliot, why haven't you posted? What the hell's up? Well, I've created some new stuff. I had the LLM course before on Free Code Camp, over 1 million views now, doing pretty well. Very scrappy though. I would do it again if I had time. But made the CUDA course, 12-hour CUDA course, very intro level. Did a Mojo course previously. You guys probably saw that one as well. Taught some stuff here on YouTube, but mainly what's been happening separately is I started off really, things in my life started really taking off, and this is when around I stopped, posting a lot. Is I started, using the X platform around summer last year, and like early summer, and started, getting used to it a little bit. And then, posting my thoughts, like getting no likes type thing, like complete psychopath behavior. And then I decided, you know what? Why don't I show people what it looks like to make a CUDA course? All the hours that go in. I didn't know anything about CUDA. I just wanted to learn it and teach others so that they could understand Andrej Karpathy's LLM.C. And so that's what I did. I taught myself CUDA and then taught it to the world. That view is now over at 380K views, which is, decent. Could be better. Can't complain in the grand scheme of things, but so I started doing these time lapses where I would just put a tripod next to my desk here, my monitor there, and I would just type, and my window would be up on the side, and you would get to see me just work for like, I don't know, anywhere from like 8 to 12 to 24 to even 72 hours, one of them. And those did quite well. One of them got me into, those, basically the first one I did, where I was like saying some technical stuff about what I did in the book over like the course of basically sun going down and me working the whole night and it going back up again, with some nice music behind it. And when I woke up in the morning, that had 3.1K likes, and I was like, what? None of my posts have any likes, and now all of a sudden there's this, and that really shocked me. And so I was like, okay, well, out of all things in my life, this appears to be the second one that works, aside from making free courses. And so I did those. After a while, I attracted some attention. I got invited to stay at the SF2 Deep Tech House residency in San Francisco. I went there, tinkered a little bit, just kind of, got familiar with the Bay Area because I was very new to the sort of Silicon Valley stuff. Learned a lot there. I actually had I met one of the GPU kernel engineers at XAI at the time, in person there. We went for a coffee, and I literally got basically job interview on the spot, just from talking to him and him appreciating some of the work that I've done for the for the open source community. And of course I failed that interview, second round, and didn't really pass that too well, but I learned a lot. I think I've gotten to a point where I can respond to things decently well under pressure. Lots of progress made there, at least I wouldn't have gotten otherwise. Also through the course of doing these time lapses, I ended up getting into a very interesting community. One of the time lapses I saw, Adrian Dittman, you might not know who he is, but on X he's a very large account, who met Elon Musk once, and well, not once, multiple times now, but basically Elon led him up into a space and they talked, and Adrian Dittman sounded exactly like him, and Elon thought that there was some magic going on even though their voices were just like almost identical, and that was like really funny. And so long story short, a little while after that, Adrian noticed one of my posts and he liked them, and then later that day I went up into one of his spaces after he accepted my request to join up, and now he's one of my best friends. through that course of, playing Diablo and Path of Exile with him, I've got the opportunity to, do spaces and play Diablo quite a bit with Elon Musk as well, which is very cool. Definitely enjoyed those times. And he still occasionally comes back to join the streams and watches them, which is really, considerate and kind of him. Yeah, it's been insane, man. I don't know. I dropped out of university after I was kind of like, okay, well, we're clearly in a simulation here. I'm building CUDA courses when I'm in my second year of university. I'm getting into Diablo 4 games with Elon Musk. I am getting invited out, not applying, invited out to one of the most well-known and popular hacker houses in San Francisco. I'm like, okay, well, maybe university isn't like the fastest way to accelerate my career anymore, and so I dropped out there. Just like basically finished off exams quickly, instantly flew over to SF, did all that stuff, did the, talked to the XAI people, went to Stanford, got to sort of soak that in, and then right after that, actually during my trip in SF, I met. We actually we threw a dinner. We threw a hot pot, and some of these Finnish people came over. They wanted to sort of explore the ecosystem, I guess, and we hosted a hot pot there for them. Me and my friend Jason, who I'm now working with, but yeah, we hosted a hot pot, and literally we were like hitting it off and having nice talks with these guys. I was explaining GPU architecture to them on the whiteboard, how CUDA programming model works, all this stuff, and then we kept in touch on WhatsApp. And then one of them, this one in particular, his name is Nante, one of the Finns there, and he invited me out to go to this place called Freight, or it's spelled FR8, and yeah, there I worked on, or started working on a CUDA programming textbook. So yes, I'm working on a textbook now. Did that for 2 months, did the whole cold plunge thing, finished sauna. It was an absolutely phenomenal experience, and then left after the cohort ended. Had a 2-month sort of just depressing time where I felt kind of burnt out, demotivated. I wasn't really doing too much or getting much done during the day. And then, right before the cohort started, they're like, Elliot, you really cooked last cohort with the amount of progress you were doing. Because mind you, writing a book is not a beginner level task, right? And they kind of saw the level of ambition that I had there, and just the daily persistence showing up and, truly giving it my all. And they wanted me to work there. And so I accepted that, and I said, okay, I would like to see, this next cohort, these next participants you have, because they had another cohort after the pilot one that I was participating in. And so there I kind of led the technical AI operations, where I did basically for a bunch of these participants, I would take their their models and see how I could help in any technical software sense. Hardware is not really my thing. I wish it was, but I'm stuck and glued to the software realm, and so I did the best I could to help the teams there, and I'm pretty proud of the results that we had from that cohort. We actually had the CTO of Hugging Face, Thomas Wolf, stop by for the final demo day. We did sauna with him and all this, and talked, and I showed him what I was working on. My book. It was very cool. We got to sat down just the two of us, and he saw some of the results that we were cooking, and he gave me a shout out on X. He basically said every startup should have an Elliot, and that really made my day. Which then later that afternoon, I got news that Charlie Kirk had been shot, which kind of was not an excellent finish to that morning, but yeah, regardless, my heart goes out to his family. Yeah, it's tough. I don't like to think about that. Yeah, it's hard, it's difficult. Yeah, but now I'm back here doing, I just tried to get into the US to do some work there, and they denied me, and now I'm okay, well, I'm kind of convinced that the greater being up there is basically telling me, he's okay, going to California is a complete distraction. Instead, you should do what has worked already. And by the way, Elon Musk has reposted one of my time lapses. So that's like insane. And that was just like a few days ago. So I think, what I don't believe in, spiritual things. Like I'm not inherently Christian, but I think there's some higher power saying like, okay, this US thing sounded retrospectively really good, but I think there's much more of a reward for me to just go full monk mode, grind on my own, show up every single day, and just keep doing what's working. Very simple routine, very deep technical work, and just doing this for a long time and just getting those results out. And there is this sort of like unknown intuition that I usually get with things, and this one says, like this was with my courses and all that, like how do I make decisions to make that course or this one, and it's like this one feels intuitively very correct, even though I don't know what's on the other side. I make decent amount from it, still grinding on the textbook, making sure that is getting out into the world ASAP. I refactored it multiple times, and I think I'm at a very good place now where I can actually finish it off. But yeah, so now I'm just back here. Just got back from the airport, being denied, and yeah, it's going to be a very intense lock-in for foreseeable future. So that's kind of the situation in my life right now. Just thought I'd give you guys an update on like what has really changed and where I'm at. I hope that everyone listening is also at a great place in their life right now. And if you're not, don't hesitate to like reach out to me on X or Discord. My DMs are open. Happy to help or answer questions where I can. But if you stayed this long, that means yeah, I appreciate you for caring and being there for me at least. So thank you and bye.